Movies have a unique opportunity to tap into our imaginations, allowing us to have a deeply emotional experience within a perspective outside our own. They allow us to walk in someone else's shoes.
Why are you running? Are you doing this for world peace?
Are you doing this for the homeless?
Are you running for women's rights?
Or to envision a different future. In just a few moments, we'll see two excellent representations of a greater movement within the entertainment industry to utilize the power of film to bring awareness to social issues and injustice that demands action and change. As we look back at the films of 2019 and 2020, we see encouraging themes and patterns emerge. These films, including those for children, carried strong moral messages and calls to action for a kinder, more loving humanity. Frozen 2 breaks down gender norms and tells us,
do the next right thing.
Mulan tells us to be true to ourselves. In Rise of Skywalker, we see Rey fight against darkness and the story others have resigned her to. Paired with a clear vision of the future and a commitment to sacrifice everything for good, she is able to transform even the hearts of her enemies. There are recurring themes of authenticity, morality, perseverance, and sacrificing selfish motives for the greater good. Much of the entertainment industry seems to recognize its reach into the homes and lives of millions around the world. They are utilizing this reach and the power of film to try to change the world.
No matter what anybody tells you, words and ideas can change the world.
Coming to theaters this fall, a story of change, growth, and transformation. Based on the widely researched topic, this leadership theory has a great deal of intuitive appeal. Critics have acclaimed that its focus on the process between leaders and followers helps to reshape our worldview of effective leadership, and that this helps to expand our picture of leadership. By joining us on this journey, you will be inspired with a vision for the future.
Tonight, we've got a rather different program for you.
I am David Attenborough, and I am 93. I've had the most extraordinary life. It's only now that I appreciate how extraordinary.
His experience with nature lies at the center of his philosophy. This allows him to lead through modeling the way.
The living world is a unique and spectacular marvel. Yet the way we humans live on Earth is sending it into a decline. Human beings have overrun the world. We're replacing the wild with the tame.
Throughout the movie, David inspires us to follow a shared vision.
This film is my witness statement and my vision of the future.
At the same time, he has always been one to challenge the process.
If we don't take action, The collapse of our civilizations and the extinction of much of the natural world is on the horizon.
He enables us to act through dramatic storytelling.
How, if we act now, we can yet put it right.
By painting a picture of how we could all benefit from a shared vision, he encourages the hearts of many. Not only does David Attenborough's leadership style align with Ku's and Posner's, but it can also be seen through the lens of Bass and Avios as it relates to his uncanny ability to stimulate us on an intellectual level, while also motivating us through his charismatic personality.
Our planet is headed for disaster. We need to learn how to work with nature rather than against it. And I'm going to tell you how.
Do you struggle with unethical leadership behavior in your organization? Do you find it difficult to trust your leaders? Well, Authentica can help. While in its early phases of research, this leadership theory has promising results for increased creativity, hope, optimism, and trust. Studies have shown stronger work engagement, increased performance, satisfaction, and psychological ownership in followers. Common side effects can include excessive positivity with little action, a loss of subjectivity, and overinflated ego. Be sure to consult with your doctor before using Authentica with millennials who prefer extrinsic rewards. Results of Authentica can sometimes be difficult to measure. Leadership, but authentic. Authentica.
She isn't afraid to be who she is. Even if that means being the toughest movie critic of the 21st century. Until a movie came along that changed it all.
Tell me everything that happened. The first time I visited Death Row, I wasn't expecting to meet somebody the same age as me. From a neighborhood just like ours. Could have been me, Mama.
But what you're doing is gonna make a lot of people upset.
You always taught me to fight for the people who need the help the most. Your life is still meaningful, and I'm gonna do everything possible to keep them from taking it. You don't know what you're into down here in Alabama when you're guilty from the moment you're born.
God.
Mr. McMillan.
We done here.
Mr. McMillan, please.
I was just about to give up when I got a call from a Harvard lawyer looking to start a legal center for inmates on death row. I was in before he even offered me the job.
You the lawyer?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much for driving all the way out here. Most lawyers barely make time to call.
I can't believe you talked to all my people and say you're gonna fight for me. I did. It mean a lot.
If you go digging in those wounds, you're gonna be making a lot of people very unhappy.
When people care about a thing that much, they'll do anything to get what they want.
When I first learned about all this, it was like looking at a river full of drowning people and not having any way of helping them.
You ain't quitting, is you? No, sir. Each of us is more than the worst thing that we've ever done. I know what it's like to be in the shadows.
This is my dad. He do nothing wrong.
It's never too late for justice.
You're the only one kid enough to fight for me.
If we can look at ourselves closely, we can change this world for the better. We all need grace. We all need mercy.
What an excellent example of using the power of film to help people to see the world differently. And an excellent example of authentic leadership. I mean, I think about Bill George's model. We have purpose, values, relationships, self-discipline, heart. I mean, we see it all here. This is a life devoted to a clear purpose, full of passion. I mean, Brian has clear values and he backs them up throughout the film. I mean, we see it. He doesn't just talk the talk, he walks the walk. He invests in relationships and connections, not just with his client, but with their family and friends too.
I can only imagine the pain that you're going through, but I'm gonna do everything I can.
The last lawyers was talking just as big as you. John. Then they took all our money and split. Why you different?
Well, our organization will cover all legal fees, so none of you will ever have to pay a penny. Now, it's clear to me that this trial was constructed with lies. And based off everything that I've seen, I think we could build a case strong enough to bring Johnny D home. And I'm not gonna stop until I've done that.
We see Brian here investing in the relationships and showing his heart. I mean, he is showing love and mercy to people when no one else would, and his organization is willing to pay for all of it, and he won't give up until he's done it.
That man caused a lot of pain. A lot of pain for folks around here. And if you go digging in those wounds, you're gonna be making a lot of people very unhappy.
Well, it isn't my job to make people happy. It's to achieve justice for my client.
Even when threatened, he perseveres. He maintains hope and believes, despite everything he's been through, that we can still have a better future. He's still optimistic. We had an opportunity to interview Jamie Foxx and Michael B. Jordan, and they put it really perfectly.
What inspired each of you to want to take this particular project on?
Nobody's perfect, but he's close. He's really, really much better person than I am. And he's really beating the drum for justice nonstop. He's dedicated his life to it.
Walter McMillan, the character that you play.
Most important movie I've ever done.
Really?
You know why?
The most important?
Yes, it is.
They need to remind you of your resume or the work you've done?
When we're talking about importance, I'm talking about the importance of the message. And when you go on your social media and you're able to see a young black man being killed by a police officer, because it allows us to address those types of symptoms in an artistic way.
Through our analysis of films in 2019 and 2020, we are encouraged by the movement and opportunity to use the power of storytelling to raise awareness of critical social issues, while also changing the way that we see the world. A Life on Our Planet showcased transformational leadership by creating a shared vision of the future of our planet. Just Mercy showed us the power of authentic leadership to persevere and stand firm in what is right. While we may not have big budgets to make feature-length films, any leader can tap into the power of storytelling. We too can utilize storytelling to change our organizations, our communities, or even the world.